If the buses are free, bus drivers are more vulnerable to assault.
Yeah, because sometimes a passenger can get mad or upset because they couldn't get to their destination, wherever it is that they gotta go, and the bus driver can get assaulted.
And who pays for the free buses? We heard it's $800 million.
The taxpayers.
But for some of you, I think you're going to need a history lesson on how socialism works. And I think a lot of you just voted for Mamdani because you heard the word free and just wanted to get on board with what he was saying. Now, the reason why it's counterproductive for you to support the fact that millionaires and billionaires are going to leave New York is because socialism works through taxation of the wealthy as a way to institute, government-assisted programs, welfare programs, and redistribute the wealth. Okay? That's how socialism works.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Warriors, I have to say, rest in peace to New York City. That's what I'll be talking about today as it pertains to the election of an absolute communist. That's what I'll be talking about today on Chat With Me, Linda B. All right, Warriors, you know what to do. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications, stick around to the very end. Let's go. If I seem a little somber, a little not as perky, it is because yesterday, Winsome Earle Sears did not win the gubernatorial race in Virginia. She lost to the demon rat, Abigail Spanberger. And also, New York City has just elected a communist. I'm not going to say socialist. I know I put it in the title, but he is an absolute communist. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to share with you today is going to be a very educational video. I need you guys to stick around to the end because this is part of the Democrats' plan. This is part of their playbook. Everything is intentional. I don't want anybody to think this is just like, this was going to eventually happen. And then it happened in our largest city in America, the financial sector of the world, New York City. Could this not just be the end of New York City, but is this the end of America? Somebody's going to say, well, Linda B., you're just going too far with it. Am I? This man is a raging anti-Semite. This man is very anti-Israel. He is. And, some don't agree that, that he's an actual Muslim, but he is claiming Islam is his religion. We see the increase in people of the Muslim faith. It was perpetuated stronger ever since 9/11, 2001, when the World Trade Center fell to the ground. It was so horrifying to watch. And since then, there has been an influx of even more Muslims into this country. And it really went wild the past 4 years under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, with her being the pretend border czar. Because the whole time, the whole plan is to really overthrow capitalism, overthrow any and everything that represents Christianity. It is not just happenstance. It's not just a coincidence that this man, Mamdani, is Muslim and a Democrat, because there is a portion of the Democrat Party that has gone full-blown communist, and that is what they want for this country. That is why so many of those unvetted people, those illegals, came to this country. It is my opinion that it is to overthrow our country from within. From within, through massive immigration. Unvetted massive immigration has never worked. Communism has never worked. But we want to pretend like it sounds good when you say, you got to tax the rich. What do you think the rich people are going to do? And then who is left to be taxed after the rich people leave? I'm going to let you listen to this woman right here, and I'll be back.
Becoming blaringly obvious that there is a large population of people who voted for Mamdani who don't actually understand socialism. And you can see it based off of their reaction to the fact that there may potentially be a mass exodus of wealthy people. Now, why would that be counterproductive to socialism? If you don't understand, right? Because if you understand socialism, you understand why that would be a problem. But for some of you, I think you're going to need a history lesson on how socialism works. And I think a lot of you just voted for Mamdani because you heard the word free and just wanted to get on board with what he was saying. Now, the reason why it's counterproductive for you to support the fact that millionaires and billionaires are going to leave New York is because socialism works through taxation of the wealthy as a way to institute, government assisted programs, welfare programs, and redistribute the wealth. Okay? That's how socialism works. Now, if the wealthy leave, who are you going to be taxing? You're going to have to tax the middle class and the upper middle class. And these people are hardly surviving already, okay? Because we're wiping out the middle class, essentially. Socialism pretty much wipes out the middle class. Communism wipes out the middle class. And if you want to know something else, socialism is the first stage of communism. And I bet you guys didn't know that, because it is blaringly obvious that you don't know how socialism works. Because if you did know how socialism works, you wouldn't be under the comments of all of these news reports saying that there might be a mass exodus of wealthy people and supporting that there's going to be a mass exodus of wealthy people and saying, yeah, all the rich people should get out of New York. We don't want them here anyways. That is counterproductive to what you are advocating for. If you want Mamdani in, because he is a socialist. So that just shows me that you don't know what you're talking about. And these are the people that are voting, you guys. These are the people that are voting. And I kid you not, I guarantee they just heard the word free. And they were like, yeah, we're buying whatever this guy's selling.
See, some people, in my opinion, don't even need to vote. Y'all just don't even need the right to vote. I know that's crazy to say, because if you're legal in this country and you are of age, at least 18 years old, you can vote. But some people do not understand how things work, and they have no knowledge, and they're voting for the wrong things. So essentially, people who can leave New York will leave. And then the taxing will be on the people who are less fortunate financially. And that is where the problem is really going to begin. Is really going to be very rough on you guys in New York City because of what you did. President Trump has said he is not going to fund New York with a communist. I don't think you guys realize what you did. We're trying to help, but some of you guys are just wrapped up in this. Like, you ask people why they vote for him or why they want to vote for him. Now, this was before the election, this clip right here. As you can tell by the way she was talking, this was before the actual election. And of course, Mamdani is going to be the mayor of New York City. It pains me to say it. It pains me to say it. You all don't realize what you just did. You have signed the death sentence. There are like tombstones going around all over social media saying, rest in peace, New York City. Rest in peace. You have done this. You all have always prided yourselves of being the most intelligent, but you have done this. I don't know what you were thinking when you heard socialist. Did you not bother to look it up? I'm glad I don't live up there. But for those that can leave New York City, do not bring your voting habits with you. Okay, I am in Georgia. We are mostly a red state. I would like to keep it that way. So don't bring your voting habits with you if you come to Georgia. Leave them. Leave them in New York, because you see where it got you in New York. So don't ruin anywhere else that you go by voting the same dumb way. Now, I may be coming across very harsh right now, but I am frustrated. Because people, you ask them questions, they literally don't even know why I'm just against everything that Trump does. What exactly did Trump do? Well, everything. I don't like anything. And then somebody walks by and tells them, don't say anything to that person. They just got saved by the bell because they could not answer a question anyway about specifically what the president has done. Y'all just go off of propaganda and not education. That is dangerous. Every country that has had communism has fallen apart. And there is this movement, this agenda to overtake the West. And what better bragging right than it would be to overtake the most powerful country in the world, founded on Christian principles. So I say to you all, let's just let this be a lesson. We're going to keep our eyes on New York City. But I want to show you a little bit of something else regarding these free buses. Okay, now this is what people out here on the streets are saying.
Says he wants free buses. What's your opinion on free buses?
It's going to be overcrowded. We had free buses before the 116. It didn't work out too well.
If the buses are free, bus drivers are more vulnerable to assault.
Yeah, because sometimes a passenger can get mad or upset because they couldn't get to their destination, wherever it is that they gotta go, and the bus driver can get assaulted.
And who pays for the free buses? We heard it's $800 million.
The taxpayers.
Unfortunately, people don't pay now getting on the bus.
But who pays us then? What happens to us?
So are free buses a good idea for New York?
No.
All right, so that was a street reporter, independent, evidently, asking people, is this a good idea? And everybody was like, no. See, people hear the word free. They hear, ooh, tax the rich, not realizing that the rich are going to get up and leave, and then who else is going to get taxed? Somebody's got to pay for this free stuff. It's not really free. Somebody has to pay for it. And it is just bothersome to me that this man, this is part of the plan to, in my opinion, overtake this country. I mean, I hate to sound all gloom and doom, but there is a reason why it is New York City, because it is the financial hub of this country. That is why they attacked the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, back in 2001. This is like bragging rights. We got the biggest city. Now the rest is going to be easy. Y'all, what did y'all do in New York City? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and to march on, warriors.